What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Fireside Gamer Stories. I'm your host, Commando FTW. I'm with my boy Arthur BKB and our special guest, our Riftbound player. How do you pronounce your name? I've been trying to think about it all week.
Terrasaden.
Terrasaden. Okay. My guy, Terrasaden. Introduce yourself. Let us know who you are, what you be about.
Oh, it's good. I'm Terra. I'd be about Riftbound right now. It's kind of addicted. Pushed through my entire life. It's kind of all we do all day, every day. I make content about it, and we play the game. Try to get good.
Nice.
So, talking about the Riftbound, something very big and special happened just recently, and that was Houston Regional. And we have a professional, a Riftbound player, if we can say that, right? Because the scene is still growing. We still need the professional organizations to pop up, and I do believe that this might be the first TCG. I know that there are some, but I think orgs like esports orgs, I think they might invest in this game a little bit, like in a more serious note.
I mean, that makes sense.
It's
It's backed by riots.
yeah. I mean, listen, we'll see where it goes, but I really see that, and I think that's what pushes the game to the next level. When you see like, I don't know, potentially the Falcons, yeah, Cloud9, yeah. I mean, those are NA, but I'm talking about like the even bigger ones, like from Saudi, like Falcons, like we have from Europe, like G2,
Yeah.
and all yeah. So yeah, that would be just a movie. But not to backtrack. Let's go back to the Houston Regionals. You did attend, and if you can spend a few minutes, maybe tell us like what's up. How did it go? It was the first event for English Riftbound and official one, and yeah.
Yeah, it honestly was like higher than the standards that I'd set for it. I thought it was going to be really, really tough because I heard about how many the lack of judges that we had for Vegas and for Atlanta and how long rounds were going, and this is just like four times the amount of people, and I just wasn't sure if we were exactly ready for that kind of heat, but we showed up and we played strong. My overall run on was 6-3, so one game shy of top cutting, sadly, but it was just fantastic seeing 1,300 players all try to remain within round timers and judge calls. There was probably about 20, 30 judges that as soon as it started, there were like 4 or 5 hands before the game even began, just spreading across the map. I mean, it was crazy. But
Ew.
I think that for what you were saying about how this could really be a TCG that takes off and kind of starts picking up steam, with it being Riot Games and also just seeing the amount of prep, the amount of team, and the amount of like effort that went into building Houston from when we walked in the door, them controlling a line of 1,300 people to get them through the venue, make sure everybody had their passes before they started letting people in, and even just like the scenery and the set was just, it was out of my visions. It's beautiful. Riot's got it, I'm sure.
That's fantastic, and that's what BKB was saying, and that's why I'm like, oh yeah, I agree with both of you 100%. Like, yeah, there's Magic, and there's still people that play Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon hard like that. But this, because it's two things. One is run by Riot, and Riot is one of the sustainable companies that's not going anywhere anytime soon. And not only that, they have the money to throw at it, but also just the whole world of League of Legends is so big, and they've produced so much stuff that like everyone is a fan. Like, I don't play card games, but I already know half the characters in your card game because I watched Arcane, I played League, I played TFT forever. So like, I would, even someone like me that doesn't play card games, I'd probably go and watch just because I know I already have a familiarity with it.
You know the characters. Everyone has their main. Even like if you just watched Arcane, you're hooked.
Yeah, no. Once you guys said Timo, I was like, "Ooh, Timo's in this. I love Timo."
Oh, shout out to Timo. That's where we at, and what it's called is IP.
IP,
It's,
yep, IP.
Yeah, and it is ever long lasting. And Riot been doing, and they've been one of the few ones. If we don't talk about like StarCraft days, right? Like the first esports, but like Riot and League of Legends were the first ones with like Counter Strike, Valve.
Yep, there. Yep, it's one of the Mount Mushmores.
Yeah, I just super looking forward. And also, you might correct me, Terra, but if I'm wrong, but what I heard is from multiple people that this is one of the first TCGs that brought players from God knows where. League, different TCGs.
Oh yeah.
Some might come completely like, yeah, like I know for a fact, including myself, for a lot of a big percentage, why it's so different. Sorry to like jump topics because it's all connected, but why it's so big is it? Because it's the first TCG for most of us. No one starts with like, I mean, like if you compare the numbers, everyone who I go to and I speak to, they mostly, say it's my first one, it's my first one. They're all like mobile players, Overwatch players, Marvel Rivals, whatever, like just different genre games that have nothing to do even with cards, like not even Hearthstone or like Bazaar now or whatever.
Yeah.
So is it how what's is it a real thing? That's how it was in LAN, right?
Yeah, and surprisingly enough, it's not just like all the communities that are banding together, like different fans of even just like the Riot music, like you said, the games,
Yep.
even other genres of games, but a lot of creators that you might not have expected to see were playing with everybody else. I had met Scara, Frodan, Tectone, all of these people were playing the game right next to you, and you could just sit down and have a conversation about like I think me and Scara chopped it up for about 45 minutes on whether or not Rek'Sai Karma is going to be a good deck going in the set too, and just the effects and stuff on the community and how everyone was kind of on the same level there. There wasn't like, oh, this guy's won 3 world championships for Riftbound and this guy's been playing for 10 years. Like this was it. This was number one where everybody's like, hey, we're figuring it out right now together. It's a fresh start. It
Yeah.
felt really, really amazing.
So I got a question then. So is this your first TCG, or have you been in the field before?
No, I've been dabbling for some years now. I was a card shop hippie that floated around your local, playing whatever everybody else was into at the time. Big Hearthstone for me.
Okay.
I started as a kid on Yu-Gi-Oh, worked my way to Pokemon, then
Yeah.
Magic, and recently I've been playing One Piece IRL, but that's kind of drifted now that we have Riftbound.
I did not know there was a One Piece card game.
And it's huge, man. Pretty good as pretty good swords.
That's crazy. Yeah, I guess yeah, they have a lot of freaking content they can make with that. I never thought of it.
Yeah, and it's great too. It's fun, but Riftbound literally sucked me out of all of those, and I can't even touch another card anywhere. It's all like Riftbound is, to me, it's going to be on a level that just exceeds all of these, even the OGs like MTG.
That's
I feel like it's going to pass up.
really.
Yeah, I think it's going to pass up.
Yeah.
You heard it here, folks. That's crazy. Because that's the real colossal you guys are competing with. Because like Magic is right now like the biggest thing. So until you top those numbers, then you guys are number one.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
That's crazy.
That's where it's going right now. And back to the creators, I'm glad you mentioned, and it's another big thing for this game is because uh, the gaming or in general, I mean, now TCG, like you mentioned, there's One Piece and also Commando. Just so you know, there's so many different IPs now releasing.
They're just all making card games.
For whatever reason, it is becoming a big trend. And like I'm telling you, like a lot of games now, or even like content creators making their own card game. And when Terra mentioned the content creators popping up in the LAN event, it is just again it goes well so together so good, right? They need to make content. Riftbound is out. They make content for Riftbound, but these content creators, most of them are so established, well respected in the community, and the game just freely market, gets free market.
Oh yeah.
It's just like everything is so good right now. Literally, there's almost nothing to complain about. the rules were a factor at the start because it was like no one knew the rules and they had to change some stuff.
Which is
Besides
fair.
that, it's just yeah, this is okay. But yeah, I'm just so excited for the future and what can it become.
Well, they've given us a really, really good roadmap. I think that's one reason why a lot of us aren't as worried is because, I mean, even for those of you that caught this last reveal, they revealed not only set two, but set three and set four and champions from all of them. And even that we were going to be on global release by set four.
Oh,
So we're same time as China. I mean, Bandai for One Piece is still having trouble getting to that point, and they've been out for years.
yeah.
So it's just the fact that they're so quick with it. They know what we're gonna want and how quickly they can get it to us. It's gonna play a big factor in the longevity.
Yeah, no, shout out, like I said, so again, shout out to Riot, like, because again, I'm a big Riot fan, but I don't like focus on it, any of their games much anymore, but I always pay attention to what they're dropping, and like, so I knew that they first made like a Hearthstone kind of game.
Runeterra.
Yeah, Runeterra, and I was like, okay, that's different, I see what they're doing, and then they made an auto test version, the team fight tactics, and they're like, all right, let's flip it. Let's make a fighting game. Now they got the TKKO that just came out, and like everyone's loving that too now. Now there's Riftbound. It's like, dude, I guarantee. Well, actually, technically they didn't. They already did. They made a shooter too. Valorant is theirs as well.
Yeah.
So they literally decided to just take.
MMO is on the way.
Yeah.
On the way.
They decided to just take every genre, and so far, every single genre they've touched, they have not missed. And that is like monumental to see any company do, especially now. Like, and most of them are all free. I mean, the card game, obviously, cards you gotta buy, but most of them are free games.
You're on point though. If you think about it, like let's compare. I mean, maybe like Riot for me, and again, if you look at it, again, League of Legends, Dota, right, and Evolve has also Counter Strike. The Counter Strike almost equals as Valorant, so they're both competing. Those two companies are legit like they basically never miss, man. Yeah, with Deadlock.
Yeah, I heard Deadlock was good.
Future. Yeah, it just needs a little bit more time, and I need to figure out like where exactly they're going. But besides that, but yeah, exactly. They just do the things right, and other companies just literally mess up almost every release.
Yeah, I can say it. You're right.
The things that existed, like look at Blizzard. Every game that they had, they ruined it for no reason. And then they release new games that are like, that basically don't even get released. They had some projects that they worked on for like 6, 7 years and they throw it away.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just
You can tell the ones that are working for just money versus the one that are actually listening to the community and to the people. Because yeah, no, that I've always had a problem with Blizzard for years, and that's a personal thing. But but yeah, no, they over the year, as the years go on, they switch to more on how can we make a shit ton of money opposed to how can we make our fans happy. And I feel like Riot has hit that sweet spot of no, we can make a lot of money, but we can also give people exactly what they want in anything they want. Like, and that's been the huge thing that I am so grateful for a company that is this big to lead by example, essentially.
Oh yeah. And I'm actually there's a little cool thing they had set up at Houston where you could go and play against the devs.
Oh,
And this was one of my favorite parts of the whole convention. You could line up and then play a little 1v1 against one of the devs, talk to them, ask them questions.
yeah.
Want to have answered. They signed something for you, and it was cool. Dave was at the table while I was there, sitting and playing with everybody else.
That's
It was
cool.
it was a big experience. So the guy that I fought said that he was 11-0 versus Kaisa during the weekend. I played him on Sunday, and I was the first Kaisa to beat him.
Nice.
And so but they also had Spirit Forge in their deck. He flipped the card around, and I was like, I never saw that card. And he pushed it over to me, and it said SF at the bottom. And he said, I snuck a few cards in here. I said, hey, wait a minute.
I like that.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. they're all so excited about their job, and the way the questions that I was asking them like were more towards the health of the game, like what they thought about Houston, the showing, where they see themselves in the next couple of years. Do we see it lasting? Like, what's the generational wealth going to be with this game? And the one that I talked to was like hit it on the dime. Like he was so happy to be a part of just the Riftbound creation. Yeah, I said this might possibly lead into one of the biggest esports that they're gonna have alongside of League of Legends.
Yeah.
I mean, we can even look at the prize pools are already bigger than all of the regionals for any other game that I've ever seen. I've never seen a $30,000 regional that leads into 100,000 to $500,000 like actual big tournaments.
Yeah.
Riot is the company to do that.
Yeah.
It's really good for players.
Heck yeah,
We're
dude.
talking about the first tournament, like the first regionals. It is crazy. I mean, it just shows, and also the fact that you mentioned that they love this game, they're so passionate about it, and that plays a big factor. And it also plays a role where they most likely, like very highly likely, they're gonna listen to the community.
Yes.
And they've been listening, they've been proving it, like with whatever the past, complaints or rules or whatever, they actually they seem like very cool, nice people.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad you met them. I'm glad you played against them. I'm glad that they actually are good at the game, because that's also very important.
Yeah, you know what's funny? A lot of times, a lot of the devs aren't like the best at the game, and it's so weird to me. I'm like, but you made it.
It's real. It's real,
This is my little holy grail from the event. This is Dave's signature as well as like 4 or 5 other Riot employees.
Nice. And see, I know misfortune.
Wait, you put it so close to the camera. You know what it smells like? It smells like money.
Right?
Money. And I got that's
Now-
a sentimental thing.
I will say that there was a guy there that walked around on the last day, and we're talking about a $30,000 prize pool. All of the best of legends sold for 50,000 a pop before they walked out of that room.
Damn.
As soon as they were handing out cards, a guy walked around to each of the best ofs and said, "Here's $50,000. Can I have it?" And he got 7 of them. The last that I heard, he might have collected them all, but
Dang.
that man. So if you won the best of your legend, you just got a house or like a year's worth of wage on top of your placement. So there's definitely value there.
Yeah, no, that's one of the things. Like, I knew a lot of people that played TCGs, like you said, like those people that are just like those card shop hippies. I knew a bunch of them back in my day, and I never understood. And then it was probably like a couple years ago when I went to PAX. One of my friends that I didn't even know like was into games or card games or anything at all. Like I know him as like a sports player. He was just there, and I'm like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" He's like, "Oh, dude, I'm flipping cards." I was like, "What do you mean flipping cards?" He's like, "Dude, I come here once a year and I just sell cards and I make enough money that I don't have to work." I was like, "No, no, you don't. No, you don't."
On everything.
Yeah, and then I followed them around, and dude, they're making crazy big number of deals on some cards. I'm like, what is happening? What is going on here?
So the fact that you mentioned the best of legends, right? Just Commando, so you understand. So in the regional Houston, every person that played the legend, the hero, and got the highest ranking with that specific legend gets a medal card, a special one.
They're selling that.
And the cards one. These cards go up to 50K. So you, I know for a fact, he can say anything he can say on the camera, but that Garen guy, that guy that's like Terra, he did it. He did it for the fifth, like whatever. Garen is like probably less, like 20, 30K maybe.
That's still crazy.
He played the deck and he made more money than the first place.
He did, and
I can believe that.
there was only 16 Barons or something in the whole event. 16 people were going for that.
Bro, Terra, if you play Garen, you would probably want it. Because, like, you have a very high stats, but regardless, that guy buying off those cards, again, backtracking to what Terra said, and what we all said, that this game has such a bright future, and it might be one of the biggest esports, because at the end of the day, it can come online on 2D. Who knows, maybe in years after, if it's so successful on console. But the fact
Oh,
that
it
people
definitely
can
will.
come, yeah, go and play and compete and meet each other and socialize, and most people is the first TCG. These people buying these 50K cards, backtrack to Pokemon, but go back to Yu-Gi-Oh! These cards, man, like after 4 or 5 years, there's gonna be another crypto millionaire. You know, he has
Oh
a
yeah.
few bitcoins. Let me spend that bitcoin and buy it for instead of 50K now. Let me buy it for 200K. And I do believe that these people, majority of them, some are rich, some are less rich, and they just do it for reselling. But I think majority do make it as a real investment. And it is proven, again, a lot of yapping, but it is proven that if you look at the market recently, when it comes to stock market, and then you compare it to the card market, you'll see the card percentages
Yeah.
are higher.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. So you were saying that all these people could be doing what the rich people do just with the card.
Yeah, essentially that's what it is. Yeah.
That's what it is. But again, it takes a lot more than just doing it. You really have to be into it. You have to be devoted. You have to be all in. That
Oh
like
yeah.
come in because this is my first TCG. My mindset was like, I'm gonna start doing this. Hey, I sold cards. I sold the GG Easy Timo and other good cards, so I made some money.
Good job.
But living in New York, I just cannot go all in. So I don't know how to get to that level. And Terra, if I may ask you, I'm not saying you're doing it, but I know you know people that do it. And how does one do it? Like it's a question for everyone watching who will watch, and also for myself. How does one become financially free, buying and selling cars?
So I think that the great place to start in terms of getting yourself ready, like gameplay wise, the online community is probably one of the best ones that I've seen for any card game. They don't have an official Riot way to play the game, but Riot has allowed for them to make TCGA and things like tabletop simulator versions of Riftbound. And that is 100% free way to get as good as anybody else. I know a lot of these guys that I went to these tournaments with, and before we could even purchase a single card, we've put in, I've noticed people are upwards of 500 hours release even happened. And that's just like, it's so good to see that Riot has officially said that they're allowing a way for people to play that can't just go out and buy all these cards.
Yeah.
And it's a longevity thing, like we were saying. You can always say, it's hard to buy the $600 Kaisa deck that I want to win in this tournament right now. But as you play over time, you get a pack here and there every other week or so. There's always a way that you can find a budget for cards. You may not be able to net deck immediately out of the gate, but you can still go online and practice these decks and say, I can budget $5 a week to start trying to get towards my deck, or at least something that I can compete with in my local scene. And those five, one pack a week turns into something really fast. For me, there is a huge card shortage in my area anyway, so buying cards wasn't really an option when the game dropped. And what we did, I met someone in my local scene that really wanted to play set. I opened some set stuff. They opened Kaisa stuff, and I full traded. I didn't buy any cards. I never bought a box. I still have yet to be able to buy a Riftbound box because they're sold out everywhere.
Makes sense.
I've only went and played in my locals, and you earn packs. Some places do a pack per win. Some places give away or do starter deck events.
Yeah.
And these are all just great ways to get started. Riot has made sure that at the local level, the game is like accessible to anyone. And honestly, the community reflects that. If you go to my local store, I may be in the sticks down south in the middle of Mississippi, or we get maybe 8 people show up for Nexus night. And I guarantee you, if someone walked in there and said, "Hey, I don't have any cards and I want to play," somebody there has a free card
Probably a deck help them out. Yeah.
immediately. And then we give away bulk. There's people at Houston that were ripping packs, and every other card was just holding up a stack saying bulk, bulk, and just giving players hands full of cards because they want the rares, and other people need to be able to build decks to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's always great ways. Just rely on your community. They're nicer than you probably think. You just got to go meet them. Perfect. Yeah.
I can vouch for that, and also what a brilliant answer, man. Just like you're very knowledgeable. Yeah, like I'm just glazing because this could be like just like how to start Riftbound. Because honestly, for someone to play first TCG, this is exactly what I did. Like literally from the first thing besides buying single packs. But that's exactly what I did. I got the packs, I got like a regular deck, and I played it. I started participating. I started learning. Again, where did I learn? TCGA or TTS on Steam. You know, check it out, guys. And I started winning packs. And when I get the packs, I get better decks. And also those cards that I don't need, I can trade or I can sell to another card. Or I go to an event and I get like a Nexus pack and I get a card that's like $400 or $300. You know, it's just the fact is the what you just said is literally 101, like how to start Riftbound. You know, and no one should shy about it. Like he mentioned, there's people that give bulk away. You can always start a deck. You can always you know just go check it out. Talk with people. You know, maybe your local does have at least some kind of starter deck like Lee Sin's. You know, they're pretty available at least here in New York. But yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And you actually touched on my favorite point, which I always tell everyone, because like that's the key to my success came from one thing, and it's just going out to events, meeting people, talking to people. Because I can say like I don't play TCGs or let alone Riftbound, but I know so many in the community, and it's pretty much the exact same thing. Like that, the card game community in general is way nicer when it comes like to the rest of the gaming scene.
Oh yeah.
Like there's no gatekeeping. Everyone's trying to help each other, and like yeah, we're gonna help. Like I've seen people like oh that's a nice card, and the guy's like oh I don't know what this card is. He's like dude, and like looks it up on like some card thing. He's like dude that's worth this much. Like sell that one and keep the rest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think the card game community is one of in that kind of experience because it doesn't really matter where your start is, and it certainly doesn't matter if you don't even have Riftbound events near you because Riot's made it easy that if you want, you could go to a local store that's doing maybe Pokemon or Magic, and if they're interested in Riftbound,
Oh yeah.
then Riot will send them an entire kit just like that and set them up. Now you have events because all you did was ask, and a lot more people like League than you think.
Yeah, that actually happened. That actually happened to my card shop here in Idaho, because we didn't have it, and then actually, Arthur, you met him, Adam from the X.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went to the local card shop and got them to get Riftbound, and I was like, wow, look at you.
Just like that. You're in, baby.
Same here. Went to a store, Brooklyn Strategist in New York, and they didn't have Riftbound. I said, "Hey guys, there's a new TCG. How are you missing this?
You're already missing
Check
out.
it out. Boobs." Like I think it was a month after they had it. They were doing events. I saw it in the what is it called, the event page on the official Riftbound. They just popped up. I don't know if it was because I said it. Probably not. Maybe they were in talks before. But
It definitely is. It's definitely contributed.
But yeah, regardless, like Terra said, like if you know a local store that does TCG, tell them to check it out and say like Terra did, just they have to ask, and they'll confirm the location store, everything's legit, and there's 90% chance that they'll just send you all the product that they need to start.
Oh, yeah.
And there we go, more people to play. And also, let's go back to the players or TCG community. I only had positive things. I had maybe like one guy because of the rules, and he was very emotional. I understand. But besides that, it's been amazing in every way. And I'm just curious, how does it happen? Because it is Riot, it is League of Legends, and League of Legends community is one of the worst.
True.
But I think what it is, I guess, is that when people meet someone in real life, the reality hits them, and they understand that
I was like, I don't know. I was like, I went to MLG for too long, and in real life, it just got worse. We were in the streets.
Really?
Oh yeah, what? No, Halo players back in the day were like fighters. Like,
I won't say that it was 100% perfect. There was some rule sharkers, but you do have to consider that this was a high. They consider it high OPL versus low OPL. So at like low OPL, they're more likely to do things like reverse game state, rewind mistakes. It's more of a learning process.
Okay.
Everyone's way more helpful. So this is like your local scene and whatnot. But there were some, at the highest OPL, which is regionals and their main structure. There were people there that were very serious and, rule sharking immediately. You might have missed timing on something that was just barely off. Like Arena's greatest triggers were pretty big at the event. And there were a lot of different, because you got to call that like it's your turn. You got to be like, I get my point. Well, there's some players that missed it. And first thing, the other one, judge. So you just got to kind of know where you stand. Obviously, get comfortable with the game. But for me, I'm the type of player that will learn the quickest in a high pressure scenario.
Yep.
Throw me into the regionals and let me watch how other people are messing up around me. And I will make sure that I'm doing the right thing. I'll make sure that I'm calling my triggers. I don't miss my draw. Now, I'm not going to say that I didn't. I did miss I missed a couple things. It did hurt me sometimes. But again, it's like
Learning curve.
we're playing 9 rounds. So you're going to have to constantly think we went from 10 o'clock in the morning till 11 o'clock at night, over 12 hours.
Damn.
13-hour day.
That's crazy. And were you playing that whole time? Like how many? That's 9 rounds, you said?
We did have problems with overtime, and overtime sometimes ran 20, 30 minutes. So if you finished your game in time, then you maybe had 10 minutes to like meet up with your group and say, okay, how did everybody do? Where are you at? Are you knocked out yet? No, okay, good. We're still going. Everybody just dinks arms and goes, yo, everybody's good.
But if you got overtime,
parries. We couldn't eat. There would be a point where you could go long enough to a food vendor and get food. You could maybe go to the bathroom. That's it.
Jeez,
then you're playing.
That's crazy.
So intense, man. It is so intense. Because the match, the only that time you have is to be ready to go to another table. And maybe if you finish earlier, maybe you can, sit down a few minutes or relax or go like he said, go to the bathroom and that's about it. Like it's but it looked good. Like the production, first of all, like you said, also the aesthetics, the setup, scenery, it was just so good. It was very pleasant. And shout out again to Riot and production. There were no ads, no breaks. The longest break was like 5 minutes, and then they reset the 5 minutes and did it again. Because they had to fix something or find a match maybe that they want to cast.
Well, they did it in such a way where they were recording the games that you guys were seeing on stream. There was a big TV where we could see stream, but the games you guys were seeing were one game back. So they were recording the next match as y'all were watching this. And then as soon as it was done, they'd start that. And then they'd start recording a side match to go when that one's over.
That's smart.
And so they did it so seamlessly, and the production was very, very clean. Like, out of everyone's way, there was nothing like obstructing players or disrupting players. Everything was packed away in a corner with some sheets up, and they would just go, hey, you guys are streaming. Come in.
Yeah. That's the way to do it. That's good ways.
But it just looked amazing. There were like no hiccups, man. There's like even watching, I don't know, I guess because I don't play like MTG and other, but when maybe that's why, but like, I don't know, just watching Riftbound itself, it's just fun to watch. I don't know why, but it just looks good. Like when the fights happen and the numbers go on top of each other and someone defies that and waits out to defy exactly that card and then he recalls and he doesn't die like it's crazy. It's just like so good. And shout out to specifically Casanova, my hot Heroes of the Storm homie. Shout out to Alan as well, because he's from HOTS. We played together in EU, and he was the one who missed the
I saw it live.
I saw it live. Like dude, you're 0 score. And then he was, afterwards, I was like, bitch. Yeah, but hey, it happened, bitch.
Oh yeah.
And I was Lorcana. So there was someone that had won a Lorcana Pro Tour, was competing. There was someone that had won one of the MTG big events recently, was competing there. Tons, like you said, of Heroes of the Storm players, Prismat. Me, Prismat, and Casanova talked for a bit. There was like anyone that you could imagine from any branch of esports has their eyes on this game right now. Pretty big. It's pretty important.
Which is when I get goosebumps, it always means something. I don't know why, but man, I'm just very excited for the future.
Oh yeah.
It's like you want the future to, it's like, I don't know, like when you get older, you don't really look, um, look forward to many things.
I mean, you should.
I don't know. Not talking about everything, but
You definitely should.
I have my daughters, I look forward obviously for them, other stuff, but like I'm just like thinking consistently like what is gonna be the future? What are gonna be the next announcements? Like it's so cool to be involved into something very big and very new.
No, it's good. It's always good to get on the ground floor. That's the best part. Like when you find something that just starts and you actually have a passion for it, like that's the best time to push forward and like go all in. Because you can make something for yourself from just this one life decision.
Yeah. Even back to where you were saying about how are people finding ways to sustain, like and pay for cards and whatnot. I did find we don't have a lot of like core teams out yet, like you said, like Falcon and TSM and things like that. But there are people and organizations that will sponsor players. I know a buddy of mine that got all their gear sponsored from their local card shop because they were just really excited to see one of their guys going to play in it.
Yep.
And I found a sponsor myself before the event just through the online tournaments. And so I didn't pay for the trip up there, the hotel and things like that. And it was a blessing. I don't think I could have done it without it, but it's not like it's something that's unreachable for most players.
Oh yeah.
This is such a fresh game. Like everyone's kind of, even though there are people that have been practicing online or what have you, the game is so like it has a very high skill cap, but it's also a card game.
Yep.
And there were people that told me that was their first big event, and they were sitting 6'3" right next to me, like this close to top cut. So it could be you.
Oh yeah.
There's no point in not doing it.
Just gotta go for it.
Your feet out there.
Yeah, because I could say that I don't, like I said, I might dabble more content creation and like gaming, like video games and stuff like that. But it's the same thing. Like once you realize that it's really just about talking to people, getting into different communities, finding sponsors, finding brands that connect with you. That's where the real money is in like this industry. Like, yeah, you can make a lot of money streaming. Yeah, you can make a lot of money being an esports player. But the people that make consistent money, that make that generational wealth, are the people that have sponsors and brand deals and things working in the back that come together with the thing that you're doing mainly. And you said it perfectly.
Well, look at Terra smiling. He's like, you guys don't even know. I have so many deals going on.
That's how it is, man.
We could use more.
Yeah, you good, bro. I think you have a very, very bright future, and everyone, like even me, like I was new to this, but I see your name pop up many times. You were so helpful. Like you don't even know me, and you like come to the. I was like asking for a rule, and he pulls up to the Discord. He says, "Come to the voice." I'm like, wait, what? Like you don't even know me. Why are you like wasting your time helping some no name? So again, very
Fact that close knit community. It's a good community.
Hey, nah, it is top. And again, back to the Houston Regionals. You and I, we know who won, and the person who won did not expect to win. He literally legit said it. He plays different TCG, which is was the Flash and Blood, right? And the player goes for the Shawnee, right? That's how you pronounce it? Terra?
I was actually so locked in that I didn't get to watch the last couple of games. I don't even know. I don't think anyone, right? It was Andy, right?
Yeah. Oh, so I'm spoiling, but you haven't seen the last games yet?
I haven't gotten to watch it now. Yeah,
I mean, it came back. Yeah. That's it's gonna be a blast. Those games were awesome, and he's a great player, and the plays were crazy. And yeah, what I'm trying to say again is that the person that won did not expect to win at all, because it was his first Riftbound tournament, and he legit, and I believe him 100%. Yeah, he was successful in under TCG, but he said he just picked up the game like 2 weeks ago or something.
I mean,
And yeah,
That's what you want. Sometimes, like if RNG is on your side,
Yeah.
he was piloting a very, very good deck. It's great into our current meta where we all expected to see just Kaisa, but all of the online players did not see a bunch of Yi. Like in all the tournaments we've been playing in, nobody's been playing Yi, and the only matches that I lost were to Master Yi.
yeah, look at that.
Somebody's got to tell me, and guess who beats Master Yi? Annie, and she was all over that top cut. So some players just got really good. They got a better matchup and better lines than other people. They hit what they needed.
Yeah, that's the scary part about TCG. I feel like for me, TCGs are like gambling. It scares me. That RNG factor is like, I don't like that. All the heart of the cards is not with me. I lose automatically.
You got to use Moto sometimes.
Yeah, you gotta use it.
feel so bipolar right now because I'm like all happy and excited, and then he just hits me with like again another realization. Because not only you have to hope that you draw the first four cards good, you have to mulligan. You can mulligan two, and you hope that you draw two, yeah, more good cards. Okay, that is your start of the game. Oh, and besides that, before that, you have to high
You
roll.
got to win that die roll.
That already sounds like too many factors.
Battlefield that you play and sideboards that you want to play. So going first is not very detrimental, especially in the first game. So that was we start there. Then it's the drawing cards, first four and the mulligan, right? And then I'm like, every time you draw a card, that's another gambling.
You gotta
And
hope
then
that's the card you need.
wait, and then he hits me with, yeah, but there's like, 1,300 people, and then there's this bracket, and then you have to just pray that you're having a good matchup.
Oh yeah.
And that just yeah, and that just like oof, and
Yeah.
it's like yeah, if if the meta was a little bit different, again, I don't know, but that's why I guess
Yeah, that is the challenge with card games. That is the challenge.
King of it he and his team because he had his as far as I know. But did they prepare the deck specifically knowing that this is gonna happen? I'm just curious how much can you remove the gambling, the percentage, the RNG factor out of it?
Unless you're watching every single person.
Well, there were decks that were just more consistent than others. So like Kaisa is obviously one of the giants of the meta, and we did see that reflect with her being around 30% of our overall pool. So that is kind of you can go with decks that are going to be a little bit more consistent, but don't have like a wow factor. Like everybody wants to see Ride the Wind Vi come out of Annie and just swing around for 20 or 30 or Ride the Wind Mundo and Timo. But there were decks like Kaisa and Annie who kind of focused more on tempo. And you could, like, Annie is notoriously, she has really good matchups into a lot of different decks. There's the only thing that you'll lose to an Annie more so is yourself. And again, like you said, you could lose that die roll and then not hit a 2-drop and just be in a worse position. But so could your opponent. There were also times where I was in a bad matchup. He didn't hit a 2-drop. And I was like,
Change the game.
yeah, boys. They were winning.
See,
That's a before you continue, that's a great answer because I literally asked you what could you know down the percentage of RNG, and you mentioning that you're not the only one who's going through the RNG factor, but also you're up, So I see actually that makes me again smile. So.
that made you thought in your head that only you were getting RNG. No, everyone gets the RNG.
No, I was just messing. I was just saying.
That's why, like I said earlier, it's a huge gamble because it's like it's your RNG, it's your deck, it's their RNG, it's their deck, it's the matchups, it's two different personalities. Like at least in like Call of Duty tournament,
Yeah.
the RNG difference is what gun is person using, and you can you can easily look up what the best gun to use in a 1v1 and like practice that and then just play like that, and you already know the other guy's most likely to use that same gun and it's just shooting them. But with a card game, there's way more strategy, there's way more guessing, there's way more things that can change the game that are out of your control.
Yeah, I found it more comforting to just get to a spot with your deck where you believe in the deck. Like whether you've gotten some good online results, maybe you won a locals with it. Once you're confident in the deck that you're running, then don't even worry about that section. Don't let that hit your mental. Don't worry about all you can think about. You can't even think about matchups. As soon as you see them, like you can think, how do I play into this other character?
Yes.
But you can't think like I have to hit 6, MF Aurora decks and then like I can maybe hit like one Jinx and one Kaisa and get through this tournament. You just can't worry about that.
Yeah.
And it really helped me like get through without freaking out.
That's good.
And let's not forget there is another factor, which is sideboard. And that also plays a big role actually. And them allowing us to sideboard 8 cards is actually pretty amazing. Because I think a lot of matches were won because people legit sideboarded. They just adapted to the.
That is.
They won or lost because I was supposed to have 2 time warps. And that is actually very, very important for Kaisa in her Aurora matchups because you're more likely to walk a point and hold for your final point with warp than you can conquer their big battlefield. And I only had 1, and that hurt my Aurora Yi matchup very bad, and it showed because I actually never saw the other one. I never got to walk one. I got to 7 points in every game that I lost versus Aurora Yi, and then just couldn't get the 8th point because they stabilized in that last turn. But if I had warp, show up in either of those games, then I could have been able to pull it off. But again, I was missing one, and I could not find one before the event started. So I was just out of luck there a little bit.
It happens.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised you didn't have one. In a sense, like you have people around, but yeah, I mean, damn, that's unfortunate.
It's the love of the game. It happens.
It's the love of the game. It was $100 card. It was hard to come up with that. It was hard to find one.
I know.
Thinking how not like bad it might feel for you, but it kind of sucks. Cause like if you think about it, if you lost against Yeez and that's the card that you needed, and that's the card that you didn't have.
I know. Trust me. I went down that rabbit hole a couple times.
He already fell. He already went down there.
I put the salt on the wound.
Yeah.
There's also the chain of events that we were talking about before. You have your locals and then your summoner skirmishes where you can play and win round 1 buys for regionals. I haven't had one in my area. So a lot of players got that free round 1 skip. And guess where one of my losses was? Round 1.
Dang.
I won it. First thing turn was at Aurora Yi. Not Aurora on turns 3 and 4. And I never saw sideboard tech. And I was thinking, if I had gotten a summoner skirmish in my area and I skipped this round, my whole string might have been different.
It would, yep. Throw in name the full time could have changed. Yeah, that's another thing too. I guess I never really thought of like you said, you're in the 6th region, like where you actually are makes it a little harder for you as well. Because I mean,
next week
in New York, there's probably so much people playing in different boroughs and stuff. You could definitely find it, but if you only got one card shop in your town, it's gonna be a little difficult.
Yeah. I got my first summoner skirmish this coming up weekend, trying to earn my buy after the regionals that I played in.
I mean, hey, it still came eventually.
Next. Yeah. I'll get it next regionals.
Heck yeah.
Vegas.
Yeah, not that far away.
So yeah, do you see yourself like pursuing like as a esports like level, like a career in Riftbound?
Absolutely. I'm already full-time in content creation, so having this be an avenue that I can take it into is really, really great for me. I've always wanted to do high tier, well, even back to my League of Legends days, I've always wanted to be on a really professional team, go to professional tournaments, and like, I don't even have to thrive off of it. I just want to be able to play and live off of it.
Yep, same.
And you just stay humble with it, you know what I'm saying? Get where you can go and ride the wave. So that is my plan right now, and I plan on being at all of the upcoming tournaments. I'm searching for that roster spot as soon as teams start dropping and sponsor for going, and I'm gonna try to make it to that world stage.
Hey, that's what I like to hear. See, passion, consistency. You got your goal ready. I can't see. I don't see you failing.
Yeah, you got it. From what I, as much as I know you or heard about you, I just like, the way you are in the community, from the looks of it, I think you have what it takes. Like you said, just keep being humble about it, keep writing it, and just definitely also keep pushing it with the content, whatever, it's gonna pay off eventually, and there's already eyes on you, and it's just you have a really bright future ahead. As long as this game also has a bright future, you will be all the way to the top with it. Looking forward to your future as well. I'll keep an eye, and hopefully we might even play against each other one day. I'm still trying.
That would be cool. That would be to see the legendary match.
Yeah, maybe one day. Yeah.
No, that is awesome.
Yeah, the next one we got is Vegas, and nice. There is Baloney gets the next
February?
one. Yeah, February is Vegas, I believe, which is well, they're a week apart actually. I think Baloney happens, and then a week later is the Vegas one, and we'll be in Spirit Forge set 2. So everything's different.
Hey, I might stop by and catch a game.
I'd love to see you. I'd love to meet you.
I can tell you would love it, man. I really do, man. I'll definitely check it out, man, when the set 2 comes out. There's a lot of new things, and the fact that, they make it like the game kind of changes is also amazing. It feels like, you're playing League of Legends and they're releasing a big new patch.
Yep.
That you have to, kind of relearn everything, and boom, the guy that was at the top one, most likely he's gonna be still somewhere in the top, but there's someone who might pull up.
It shakes things up a bit.
Yeah, because it's his meta, it's his play style, it's his cards,
His time.
it's his time to shine.
It's his time.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's
Crazy. Yeah.
And I was gonna say, we got a little bit of time left. One of the questions I'd love to ask, because obviously you've been around card games for as long as you can, as long as you can remember, and you said you played League. What was like the game? I guess I'm switching it up for you. What was the transition? Like, what was the last game that you were just like, actually, instead of playing games, I would rather play card games?
Like video games, meaning like,
Yeah.
You said you played League. Let's start first. With your like first game that you remember as a child that made you fall in love with the games. Just like, doesn't have to be a specific. It can be one or two that like got you like, okay, I'm a video. And then like he asked like, what made you like, are you even playing video games now, or you just like hard, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So there's like 2 answers to that, because
Yeah.
funny enough, I started like everybody else. I got a Game Boy for Christmas, so like 2006 or something like that. I was playing Pokemon Sapphire and Ruby and Fire Red and whatnot. But the things that really bridged the gap was when I got into Pokemon, I started watching the shows, and then I found Yu-Gi-Oh, and then I started watching the show, and I found out that I could ask my mom to go to Walmart for me and get me a pack of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And it was set 1. I mean, like,
Dang.
very early in the Yu-Gi-Oh game, I remember getting first editions, getting 100 packs like over the course of a year, and then getting the same card.
Well, you an OG.
It's that kind of thing got me into, like, of course, watching the shows as a kid makes you want to be that guy on screen that's like dueling and flipping, and you're winning, your deck's the best, you believe in everything.
You believe in the heart of the cards.
The heart of the cards. All of that kind of just, it hooked me early for TCGs, but gaming wise, it was Kingdom Hearts.
I did see that on your arm real quick. I was like, that looks like Kingdom Hearts a little bit.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts was like what got me into the video game world more so. So where like I was playing on the PS1, playing the original Kingdom Hearts, and freaking out, like loving the characters, seeing how Disney could also be like this sick and like fighting wise.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a whole different world. You can create something like different out of this.
And the best soundtracks in gaming history.
Yeah, honestly, and League was a big part of it too. I think I started when I was 14. That was my first introduction to Riot. It was season 4. So, 2014, season 4.
There you go.
And I remember getting into it and watching Team Solo Mid play with like all of the OGs, like Dyrus and Scar was even like messing around with the team at that point. And there was just like something about seeing people do this full time, like live in a gaming house and like
So I remember gaming classes.
yeah, the gaming houses blew my mind.
Yeah.
That's not my life.
Yeah.
Why am I not here already?
They have chefs, man. They have chefs. They have people doing massage.
Yeah, that definitely is. I will say the gaming house era is definitely what made me be like, oh yeah, I want this lifestyle. Like I'm gonna fight for it.
Honestly, yeah, and I've been doing YouTube for like since I was 10. Like I've done 10. I have videos on there of me at 10 years old, and I'm 26 now. So 16 years of trying to figure it out and like get my foot in somehow.
I get that.
Yeah. Yeah, where I came from right before this, kind of going back to your question, was I have been streaming and doing stuff for a while, and I was more so doing the IRL content wave here recently. So going out and vlogging and eating and food challenges and yabba dabba, and I was a big MMO head. So playing MMOs for the past like 2 or 3 years, all the new ones, what is that one called the Amazon made, New World or something? Yeah.
Oh, New World. Okay.
Playing that, Guild Wars,
That.
and missing League. And I was trying to find something where I could get back into a card game kind of esque. And it was right before Riftbound, I dipped back in on One Piece.
Oh.
Really, really into the show. Yeah, really into the game. And then I actually walked in to do a One Piece Locals, and I saw a poster that said Riftbound coming soon. And I was like, what? Why are we playing One Piece, guys? League is coming out with art.
Why are we playing One Piece?
You literally, there's other people, not to take away from you, but you ask that man upstairs or whoever it is, you ask, hey, I want to do some TCG, but I also want some League. So can you make something for me? And voila.
It literally, yeah, on a poster. And
That's safe.
Like 4 months before release, and I immediately bought Tabletop Simulator, found a couple of like the community I met you in, the Bandle Blitz one. That was my first. I arrived there first, and they welcomed me in, and they were like, dude, we're practicing, we're getting really good at this game. Launches in 3 months or 4 months, we're gonna lock in. And I've been there ever since. It was the force.
You find your communities.
Man, I got into the game by seeing, I saw Prismat streaming. He always have few viewers. I always hop in on the stream. I don't say anything. We've never been very close, but I personally respect him a lot. We did play different regions because I was a U, he was an A. But I checked his stream. I see he's playing tabletop, and I never knew nothing about tabletop. Nothing. I'm like, bro, this looks very bad. Like, what are we doing? What is this game? And then I Google it because he's streaming. It says Riftbound, and it's like has few followers to the game because it's completely like no one plays.
Yeah, and it just came out.
A mod, yeah, yeah. And I'm like Googling, and I'm like, holy, there's a whole new League game, and it's not even online. It's a card game. And I was like, I wasn't like Terra asking, for this and that, but I was like, yeah, let me just try.
And now you like it, yeah.
But back to you. So when you saw Riftbound, you basically dropped One Piece, and since then, I'm assuming, well, maybe you dabble into a few games, but you're just consistently either you're doing IRL deck stuff or playing, I guess, with a friend maybe, or you're doing some online stuff with Riftbound. Do you do anything else right now, like besides Riftbound?
It's definitely consuming a large amount of time just between content. I try to hit every online tournament and do my locals. So that, I would say, it fills up most of my day, but I would be lying if I said I don't dabble in Arc Raiders a little bit right now with its wave up. Me and my friends have found a way to where if we play Riftbound for 6 hours straight, and then we just go and like crank out a game. We're not even caring about like match of Arc Raiders or whatever. There's little to no burnout.
Yeah,
it's because the game is so much fun. And there's
Smart.
but so many different paths like to learn and take and decks to learn and you could literally if you're playing with a team that's practicing different matchups, you can play something different every day of the week for a couple of months on end and still not have all the decks out from set 1. Just the amount of archetypes and like play styles. So it's if my biggest thing is don't try to do it all alone. Don't like just go and I mean consuming content on it is really great. It's a great way to learn,
Yeah.
but don't just sit there and say, well, I'm going to watch 1,000 hours of Riftbound videos and this is going to be my only way to lock in. Like being with other people, playing IRL, and even just hopping on Discord and meeting 2 or 3 guys, like having these other people to bounce things off of will keep you refreshed in the game for a long time. And it's okay to have like a fallback saying like, oh, I just did 6 hours of Riftbound, knocked out a tournament. I'm gonna go lay in my bed and play Arc Raiders for like an hour or two. So you're not gonna fall off. You're not gonna forget everything that you've learned. You can do both.
It's literally it's like it's essentially this is what I always tell people. Like anything you do, especially in this industry of like the gaming and esports and all that kind of stuff, you only get back how much you put in. So yes, like you want to log as the most hours in. You want to treat it just as important as going to your full-time workday job. Treat it with that importance. With meaning both like if you do 8 hours, yeah, you're gonna need some rest time. Like you can't keep going and burn yourself out. You can't because burnout is a huge factor in all of these fields. Like if you do it too much, you either get some people get bored, some people get annoyed, some people just I'm not going here fast enough, and like it all gets in your head. But if you treat it like a 9 to 5, you clock in, you do the work, you clock out. Like that's at least that's what I've been full time content creation for a year now, and until I switched my mentality to that, I wouldn't have gotten where I'm at today.
Absolutely.
I have to agree to disagree. Also, because again, my first one, I don't know how it is, and it sounds about right. You play as much as you can, take info as much as you can, you burn out, and go do next, and then come back later. But let's say I played MOBA, and we played 10 hours a day. Scrims, 8 hours after so like 3 sets of scrims. We have breaks like for an hour, half an hour, and then after scrims you play 2 more hours, and the total was 10 hours. That was in the contract with Team Liquid, right? What ends up happening? There's you know, team in from South Korea, right?
Oh.
Whatever, Genji or whatever, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They apparently play 14 hours,
Yeah.
and and that infrastructure in the long term, it's just again, it is about the hours, but you have to make the hours.
Yeah, yeah, because not everyone can do a 14-hour day.
Oh, yeah, you can play like, bro, you can play like 10 Riftbound games, and if you're playing 10 Riftbound games against new people and you're winning all of them, you're literally not gonna learn a single thing. It's better for you to play against 5 pros,
Yeah.
lose every time, and you're gonna learn
You'll learn from it.
as much as you could. Yeah, learn for like you could have learned it in a month against playing worse opponent. But again, time-wise, I don't know. I would still have to agree to disagree. I do believe someone eventually who does put those 10, 12 hours a day in Riftbound, but as long as it is quality with intent, with intent and being locked in, I think that that person in long term most likely might have upper hand.
Well, I'll use what you like to use, the word you like to use. That is considered an exception. Because a human body can't take that much. That's just physically a take.
But that is why I don't know how it is with TCG.
Oh, it's all the same. It's all mind.
That won? No, but the guy that won, he played for 2 weeks. But there's people
Yep.
who played for 4 months.
Exactly. It's the person.
That one. For now, it looks like it's been a shorter thing. I am just curious. I just don't want to. I do not wish to see some battle royale Fortnite stuff where every tournament there's a new champion, new winner, new top 10 players that you didn't see, before.
I mean, I feel like card games are kind of like that, though.
But that's my point. I'm just curious to see if people are gonna put and make exception. I don't think I don't know how people serious are about like Magic the Gathering.
Oh, they're very serious.
Yeah, but I just don't
It's huge.
know if but I don't know. Like maybe
Cause like yeah no like cause like I told you like I don't play card games, but I'm in all these communities and like even like in the sticks probably even for you, Magic the Gathering is probably really big in your card shop, right?
Yeah.
Like that's just like it's like worldwide and like I know a lot of the content creators for Magic and they're doing game shows with celebrities. They're some are logging in a shit ton of hours, like 24 hours a day to like master everything. But it's really just how much can you take because mentally not everyone can last that long. So you have to call it you also have to know yourself to know how much you can grind. Like when I did Halo tournaments, yeah, I'd grind for like 10 hours but like my team couldn't do 10 hours and like so at that 8 hour mark they're like oh my god I can't take this and I'm like come on we gotta keep practicing so then at the tournament I'm doing fucking great they're already burnt out and want to go home and now we lost because team morale so you gotta like and because this is like a one it's like it's just you like you don't have to worry about a team. You just gotta focus on how much can you consume, how much can you play, but also make time to rest, think about yourself, and like you have to find that perfect meta. Otherwise, yeah, if you get too burnt out, like it's gonna be hard for you to hit them top ranks.
There, I'll give it to some. There's some players too that this goes even to what you said earlier. That the more you put in, the more that you can garner out of it as well. There are some players like Prismat, who, if you were in the online community and you were playing in these tournaments, there was one a day, and you were doing 8 hours if you're winning, even on the online events. So there were players like Prismat, me, a bunch of the people from LND, Lord Never Dies, and you could see that there were people putting in and able to accomplish way more with their time because like they what they were doing was quality and they knew like here's an example when launch happened TCGA was flooded with new players and I love playing with new players I love teaching people the game
That's good.
but for me trying to practice for Houston I could not play in the TCGA queue and get practice because every game was a how do I do this
It's a learning kind of situation.
they don't know what we know yet because like even right now I'm not gonna lie I go to my local scene and I see even in these online tournaments people are 3 months behind me and Prismat
Oof.
like with the deck list that they're running are stuff that me and Prismat tested and already tested ours 4 months back it's gone it's not even in and they're seeing older versions of our lists there were a lot of people there who ran the same list as me I put a video out on the list. People found the content and they picked the thing. Prismat. There's so many people that are running Prismat's Timo right now because he did good with it in Vegas and he did good with it in.
Ooh, so yeah, so I'm gonna use his thing.
Yeah,
I'm guilty.
yeah.
He said I'm guilty.
So in a way, they're both right. There's definitely players that are able to push themselves to that 12 to 14 hour a grind day, and it's with good teams against good people, and they know how to practice and continuously like develop. And then you're gonna have people that can only play 4 hours a day, and hey, he might get lucky and he might win the
Yeah,
Houston
because
regional.
he with those 4 hours, he's probably really locking in, really playing, really
It's the
teaching himself,
thing.
and like
Right.
exactly.
But I mean, it does go to say that. I mean, if you look at the players that have played in all of those events, people like T Simple, people like Hatcase, Jibs. If you watch any of the EU event, Jibs and the Rift Lab boys, all of them
Yeah.
have continuously done good runs. Prismat has now topped in Vegas and topped in Houston, and he didn't even play Kaisa. He played Timo, which is notoriously online one of the hardest decks to win with in the game because it has such a bad matchup in the Kaisa. And Prismat just said, "No, I'm a good player, and I'll learn to better with that. I can deal with her." And he did. He showed us. So, I mean, again, like with metal cards being such a viable thing, a lot of those people, like I can tell you right now, I played maybe like 100 games versus Jibs, and even I played 100 games versus Prismat, and their Kaisas are on another level. It's not something to even touch, but they wanted the metal card. And so they showed you that you can go all the way to the top 8 without even with playing one of the bottom tier decks. In my opinion, I put him at C on my tier list, and Prismat took him top 8 twice,
Exactly.
cut twice. So it's definitely
It's a huge. Card games is a crazy field. I respect you guys for going in there, man.
They're champs, bro.
But that being said, I do want to ask you one more just before we go. We asked that fireside chat question, and we all been chilling for the last hour. In your field, like you said, you're full time. You're really devoting yourself to this Riftbound, the card games. What is like a unique advice that you would give someone trying to pursue your path right now?
I would say that this is the golden era of my path. This moment right now, and not saying today or tomorrow or yesterday, but this period of time that we're in, especially if you're trying to devote yourself to this game, is the exact time you want to get started. You are not behind, you're not late. You just because the first regional is done doesn't mean anything. This stretch, this next year, honestly, is all game time. Right now, anyone can pick up a camera and go and play in an online event or go to their local store and record their matches or even go to Houston and make a vlog. All of these things, if you're looking to be a content creator or even just a player who goes and plays professionally at these, it now is the time. We don't have Worlds till 2027. You have an entire year to prep up, get good at the game, get your cards, and we're not even going to be in the same set by the time World happens. So everything that you're doing now, just focus on building your core playership, focus on getting good at mechanics of the game, learning what other players are doing to excel in these online events or in these in-person events. All of this right now it's learning time. You might be the next person that knocks me out of tournament. Like it could happen to anyone.
It can happen.
And I really think that I think people are going to take this game to a height that none of us are ready for. I think it's going to be as big as League has made it in the world stage, where more people than an NFL football game are going down to watch and fill in stages. And so, if this is your dream, this is when you got to get moving, buddy. If you wait around too long, you're going to have to be watching the first people step on that stage and go, "We made it." You can do it too, right now. Just get started.
Just get started. Best advice. Best advice for anything you want to do.
That's good stuff, man. Very good.
So, Terra, it was a pleasure talking to you, man. I appreciate you so much.
So to emphasize, like it doesn't have to be specifically a player. Even if you want to create content and you love Riot or League, the IP, the lore, it is also a path to go for. Want to be a caster? Another opportunity.
A judge.
A judge.
Programs.
Yeah, you could be a judge.
For the public. We didn't. They got to go hang out with the devs.
Oh, yeah, sky's the limit.
They got special cards. You might be the next best judge.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Or that pro commentator that everyone loves to watch. No, you're 100% right. You never know where the path takes you.
Absolutely.
But to add, I signed up for the 5K. I paid for the ticket in New York. There's a tournament on Saturday. I'm going to be playing Teemos, Prismat's Teemo. Hopefully we get a dub. But what happened is that today, while I'm at my local event, I get a message on Discord by the organizer, and they're like, "Hey, so yeah, we actually would like you to be a caster."
Heck yeah.
But there we go. But I had to politely decline.
You want to win, baby.
Because I do want to win. I don't know what are the chances. I'm still, not there yet.
Well, I hope you didn't slam the door. I hope you said, like, let me win first, and then...
No. I've been there. I met the person. I've been to events most of the time there, so we're good. Like, I know the person. I'm just saying the fact that, like, again, like, whatever you say is like 4K right here because it did happen to a real person, and it happened to be me. And I just literally out of nowhere, they want me to cast like a pretty big tournament, and it's gonna be.
Well, it's not out of nowhere. You're a pretty big name.
7 years ago, 8 years ago, okay? And now I'm just a father with 2 children trying to miss a target. But yeah. So guys, everything is possible.
Okay.
And to end this stream, Terry, you've been so amazing. Your knowledge, your wisdom, your personality are like top notch. Like I said, my personal blessings for you, and just I don't even have to give you any advice because you have it. But just keep pushing, be humble, and it's gonna come one day. The orcs, sponsors, it's already probably coming soon. Just don't stop pushing. Work on the quality, whatever it takes, and man, you got it. And
Yeah.
to end this stream, go ahead and let us know anything that you have coming up, something that we should be for a lookout. Let us know anything you want to tell and any of your friends, viewers, give shout outs. The floor is yours.
Well, we do have the Houston vlog coming out here soon, so you can watch for that. I did get a lot of those names like Scara and Frodan and Tectone and them on it, so it's going to be a really cool viewpoint of how even like the top creators are meshing with the lower creators. So I would definitely give that a look if you're interested in more of that content coming out. And yeah, Vegas. We're going to be gearing up for Vegas next. Watch out for me there.
And then is your name the same on all socials?
Yep, yeah, it is. Terrasaden, yeah.
Perfect.
Like that. We'll have your socials down right here, guys. Check him out. A
Yeah.
professional, a Riftbound player with a very, very bright future, a well-respected person, and a gamer. So please go ahead and check him out. All right.
Yes. Thank you guys so much. It was appreciate you guys. That's Fireside Gamer Stories with you. Got my host BKB, of course, my truly Commando Terra. Thank you so much for stopping by and chatting it up with us. Till next time, guys. Have a great night. Peace and love, and may everyone pursue their goals.